Okay, let's unpack this. Tonight, we're plunging into a world where the stage reflects our deepest anxieties and maybe our most bizarre dreams.
Yeah.
Our deep dive is into an extraordinary performance piece from 2009 by Klaus Busen. It's titled Die Form der Welle trägt die Haltung auf.
Which translates to the form of the wave carries the attitude.
Right.
And what's really striking about this work is how it just completely redefines perception. It's far from a traditional play.
Definitely not linear.
No. Instead, it's like a series of immersive, often quite surreal vignettes, landscape shift, characters are fluid. Our mission really in this deep dive is to guide you through the raw, unfiltered descriptions of the performance.
Yeah, kind of cut through it all.
Exactly. Extract concise, impactful insights from its, well, deeply symbolic world.
Exactly. Think of it as a shortcut, maybe, to truly understanding an avant-garde masterpiece.
With some surprising facts thrown in.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully just enough humor to keep you engaged. You'll hear about everything from glowing sausages
To dancing angels.
and a hat that somehow becomes a bathtub.
It's quite the ride.
So yeah, prepare for a journey into the unexpected. We're navigating a truly singular piece of performance art.
Let's start at the beginning. Or even before.
Our journey starts even before we hit the main stage, actually, right there in the foyer. And we're immediately thrown into what's described as just a chaotic gathering. There's a sense of side-bent hopelessness.
Yeah, etched onto people waiting in these long lines at shimmering cash registers.
And the snippets of conversation you overhear are just wild. Someone's gushing, nein, ich bin ja sowas von gespannt, welch fliedernde Pracht uns diese Nacht geboten wird.
Which is basically, no, I'm so excited what lilac splendor awaits us tonight.
Right. While others are whispering about someone named Scholl being rieselt charming.
And this pre-show environment, it isn't just background noise, is it?
No, it feels like the start.
It's the performance actively beginning to disorient you. You also spot figures like Frau Stolz displaying her intolerantes jest, her most intolerant gesture, to her companion. And Annery just sort of plashes a dreamy,
And her jacket. The description.
Oh, yeah, the beige gray-green jacket that's described as wanting to swallow her head.
It's such a vivid image, like the clothes are almost suffocating her.
It mirrors that sense of maybe overwhelmed bewilderment already present.
It certainly does set an immediate tone of unease, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And that feeling only intensifies when the bell rings for the audience to go into the main hall. But here's the kicker.
Nobody moves.
Almost no one. People linger. The kin personal qualm, the counter staff are smoking, and guests are even hinting they'll just come back during intermission.
It's like they instinctively sense what's coming, this disassembling of reality. They hesitate.
And you know what? That reluctance proves justified.
Totally. Because when the second bell rings, there's this description. Semmige Ruhe paart sich mit fein abgestimmten Aggressionen.
A creamy, calm couples with finely tuned aggressions? Weird.
Right. But then, boom, a truly visceral assault. A strong, pervasive smell of rancid fat fills the entire space. This isn't just a detail. It's a deliberate choice by Busen. It immediately breaks down that traditional theatrical comfort.
Establishes something raw, almost primitive.
Exactly.
I can almost smell it, and honestly, if that was the pre-show, I might be lingering myself.
Right. And it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
Immediately after that fat smell.
You get these almost ethereal, angel-like children's voices, sort of wa-la-la plus la, soft at first.
Then, without warning,
an unfathomably aggressive noise bursts out. It's described as an extremely amplified chip bag opening.
that literally tortures studio membranes like our ears. It's such a jarring shift.
From innocence to assault, just like that.
And this contrast, it isn't just for shock value, I think.
Right.
It immediately signals that this performance is playing with our expectations.
Yeah.
It's breaking down conventional beauty to expose something raw, maybe even violent, underneath.
So this early sensory overload kind of primes you for the fluid, unsettling realities to come.
Precisely. As the audience, you're no longer just a passive observer. You start to feel like an actor yourself.
How so?
Well, the hall starts flickering as if flames were blazing on the balconies. And these figures appear.
The schnellen Diener, fast servants, and galanten Reitschülerinnen, gallant riding school teachers.
Yeah. And they start illuminating people's chins with lights.
Making them look like Demon masks. Demon masks.
Exactly. It's unsettling.
It definitely blurs the line, doesn't it, between performer and observer.
It suggests that maybe within each of us there's a demon mask waiting to be revealed.
Yeah.
It implicates the audience directly.
Wow.
Then a central moon projection descends into the middle of the hall. It acts as this dynamic screen.
Okay.
First, it shows a magnified detail of the consumption of that beautiful food, which is described as bread wafers.
Simple enough.
But then it sharply contrasts Toastenbach and toast against the stream with Schwarzbrot, black bread.
So a visual contrast there.
And it's not just visual. It introduces this concept of the Candace Citrusteller.
A rock candy citrus coin.
Yes. And it serves as a hardcore, acting as a lens between good and evil.
That's fascinating, using something so small, almost childlike, for such a big concept.
It subverts expectations, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Suggesting profound truths, or maybe insidious deceptions, can hide in the mundane.
Right under our noses.
It's a clever way to introduce duality. And that theme gets reinforced moments later with a really striking visual.
What happens?
Small brown fulter. They could be moths or butterflies rained down from red tubes.
Okay.
And on their wings, written in white lacquer, is the word metamorphose.
Transformation, explicitly stated.
Yeah. It immediately introduces that core concept of flux and impermanence that defines the whole piece. It makes you ask, what's stable if identity itself is constantly transforming?
And those angel-like children's voices come back.
They do. But now they sing specific kind of haunting lyrics.
Like Liebe, Freude und Sonderheit, tuf die Freude immer weit. Love, joys, uniqueness, does joy always spread far?
And gleich sind wir mehr in der Bucht braun-schwarzer Fesseln. Soon we are more in the bay of brown-black shackles.
So, joy and shackles in the same breath. Their dance is described as ungeordnet and tollpatschig, disordered and clumsy.
It creates this really poignant tension. Are they symbols of lost innocence? Or maybe an ironic commentary on how joy gets tangled up in darker realities?
While they're singing, the main stage itself has transformed
Into a Riesenkist, a giant box, which looks strangely compressed and slightly twisted.
and the Kohlzimmer, the cabbage room.
Is described as wavy, knobbly, golden, and sparkling. But it resembles a Metzgerei or a geriegene Imbissstube.
A butcher shop or a dignified snack bar.
Right. And the floor has klaffende Spalten, gaping cracks instead of grout.
You can almost smell the frying meat again. It's such a disorienting, tactile description.
And this is where we meet our central figures.
Okay, the main characters.
There's Herr Fleischberg, nicknamed the Meat Mountain, Humpback, Fat Sack, even a wobbling snowman.
Quite the lift.
He's tending a Schlossermöbel, which is described as metalworkers' furniture, but it's actually a gas brader, a gas grill.
And he's constantly turning what seems to be sausage.
Constantly. And his counterpart is Herr Wohland. He's the elegant man.
But he also has other names.
A whole array of shifting names. Herr Aufrechtschneidig, Herr Liegemann, Herr Mattenstand.
So their identities are fluid, too.
It's a core mechanism of the piece, yeah. Highlighting the instability of self.
Okay.
Then, in a truly shocking moment, the Engelchen, those angel-like children,
What happens to them?
they jump through the glass door projection and just disappear.
God.
As if baked by the fat sack, by Fleischberg.
Wow. It's dark.
Only 2 Kreckkeeler squawkers remain. They hysterically repeat their rhymes.
And then...
They, too, vanish in a cloud of steam.
So it feels like this violent consumption of innocence.
Exactly. And it's amplified by the atmosphere, immediately intensifying quick changes in light and shadow.
That persistent hammering, stroboscope-like light shadow flickering.
And that strong, repulsive return of the rancid fat smell. It all comes flooding back.
So after that sudden, chaotic consumption of the angels, the performance plunges us into even deeper, surreal transformations. Objects themselves seem to defy their nature.
Absolutely. Take Herr Wohland's hat, for instance.
The elegant man's hat.
Yeah. He gets projected onto that moon disk we saw earlier, and we witness its astounding metamorphosis.
Okay, what happens?
First, it's just a soft flow of colors. Then it becomes winding, colorful eels.
Eels, wow.
And eventually it literally becomes a strampeltes Balg, ein dickes, wonniges Kind.
A struggling, plump, blissful child.
Yes, that bathes within the hat, laughing and making grimaces before suddenly looking old and serious.
That's incredible. A whole life cycle in a hat. It's such a profound statement on identity and, well, the fluidity of form.
It's a powerful symbol of impermanence, isn't it? The passage of time compressed into this fleeting moment.
Definitely.
And simultaneously, the stage itself shifts again, that grill from earlier.
Fleischberg's sausage grill.
It becomes a gefälliges, voluminöses Schreibmöbel. A pleasing, voluminous writing desk.
From a messy cooking thing to a place of intellect.
It suggests this constant redefinition of purpose within the performance's reality. Nothing stays fixed.
And then building on this theme of, like, grotesque transformation.
We see the literal manifestation of the hat's earlier change.
How so?
Kralin, who is described as the fat child from the hat projection,
Okay.
emerges from an astlock, a knothole of a growing stick, which was apparently the hat's earlier form.
So the hat became a stick, and the child comes out of the stick.
Just like it. He's rosy, and taupt in einer Wanne aus Gold or Messing. He rampages in a tub of gold or brass.
Okay, this is getting wilder.
And then this child pulls a naked baby mouse from its bath.
A mouse.
Which then smokes and vanishes.
Just gone.
And the child talks about wanting Sieger sehen und Preisgeld setzen, to see victors and bet prize money.
So, themes of creation, destruction, and this dark commentary on winning, maybe, even at the cost of vulnerability, like the mouse.
It really seems to underscore that. Immediately following this, Herr Fleischmann dances wildly with that brass fish skeleton we saw earlier.
Right, near the harp.
And this causes feathers to rain down from the ceiling.
A chaotic, almost celebratory act.
Feels like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that transitions into the next titled segment.
There are titles within the performance.
Projected onto the door, yeah. This one is Richter, der letzten Flecken auf meinem Hemd.
Judge of the last stains on my shirt.
And the door itself is now glowing like a sun.
Okay, so the setting keeps evolving.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And just when you think you've maybe grasped something.
A truly bizarre figure enters. A tricycle monkey in baggy trousers appears in the door projection.
A monkey on a tricycle.
Yep. And this monkey hoists an oil brown flag with blue turquoise edges.
And there's writing on it.
A scratched sentence. Nicht der Zweifel mehr die Wut am selbstlosen Handeln.
Doubt does not increase anger in selfless action.
Wow. It's such an unexpected messenger for a philosophical concept like that, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
What does it say about where wisdom can be found in this world? Maybe anywhere.
It implies that profound truths can pop up from the most unlikely, absurd sources. Challenges our ideas of authority.
Definitely. Then the child man, Kralin, presumably,
speaks in a kazoo-like voice about rhythm and strength, adding another layer of strange, almost primal communication.
And mirroring this, Herr Fleischberg's body appears to be incubating glowing balloons. His coat is glowing red.
Incubating balloon.
That's the description. And the door itself apparently nods to him, its shadow taking on the Takt der Show, the rhythm of the show.
As if the very stage is responding to his presence.
Yeah, the whole environment is alive.
As the performance progresses, the landscape of the stage continues its, well, bewildering transformations. It forces us constantly to question what's real and what's illusion.
Mm-hmm. The door, which has been this consistent point of reference, just vanishes.
Gone. What replaces it?
Two huge gray Wurst sausages, or maybe eels. They function as ramps.
Sausages or eels as ramps.
Okay. And you see Herr Fleischberg struggling to climb down one of these eels. It just highlights the absurdity of this new, unstable topography.
It's like the ground rules keep changing.
Exactly. This immediate shift highlights how arbitrary the environment is. Solid structures morph into something grotesque and unstable.
And then, right after the eels,
the scene startlingly shifts to a cold, tiled, empty train station.
A train station out of nowhere.
But it's only an illusion. This painted backdrop then lifts.
To reveal
the familiar coal simmer, the cabbage room underneath. Completely unchanged.
Wow, so it's a powerful statement on underlying truths beneath fleeting appearances.
Suggests that the core, maybe grotesque, reality remains, despite any superficial changes.
And then almost like a flashback or a hidden memory.
We get this glimpse into the past. A younger Herr Fleischmann is seen on a stone bench with Herr Voland.
But Voland's face is unseen.
Always facing away from the audience. They're discussing a fettig, besudelte Zeitung, a greasy, soiled newspaper.
And they mention gläserne Herzmuskeln, glass heart muscles.
Yeah, this fleeting moment of maybe a different, more grounded reality. It raises interesting questions, doesn't it?
About identity and memory. Are these glimpses meant to give context or just further disorient us with alternate histories?
It certainly adds another layer to the character's fluid identities.
Yeah.
Suggests a history we're only partially seeing.
Right after this glimpse,
Herr Hardpfad, or Giant Hardpath, appears on stilts.
A giant.
With a shaggy beard, white gloves, holding a broad net and a long, thin red thread. He moves like a Schlagschatten, a silhouette.
Imposing and mysterious, like an archetype of control or fate?
Could be. His presence ushers in a dancing entourage,
The Reitschülerinnen and Diener return.
accompanied by Hufgeklapper hoofbeats. They form these rhythmic chains, seeming to enact a Blaisbach bellows or Ziehharmonika accordion.
Like a strange machine.
And the giant invites them to hold the thread, connecting these disparate elements, almost like he's trying to weave a new fleeting order into the chaos.
Okay.
And then, in another profoundly unsettling moment, the Engelchen, the children.
I thought they vanished. Baked.
Well, maybe these are representations. They lie down in a light sarcophagus formed by the giant's shadow.
That sarcophagus of light.
Then they transform into beetles,
Beetles.
emerging and uttering Castrate Weihnacht, castrated Christmas.
Wow. That is a powerful, grotesque symbol. Innocence corrupted. Rebirth into something cynical.
It ties right back into that earlier theme of the consuming nature of the performance.
And as if the transformations and symbols weren't enough, Herr Fleischmann,
Now completely naked, appearing as a Bleicher Wäscheberg, a pale laundry pile on this elliptical carpet spot.
naked, okay, and he delivers a monologue.
A long, rambling monologue about the unerträglich, the unbearable consequences of pleasure, about worthless phrases and how alles Glück bringen, everything happiness bringing breaks down, leading eventually to Mord, murder.
It's a stark, desolate vision, a moment of raw, vulnerable truth amidst all the absurdity.
This monologue contrasts so sharply with the earlier absurdities, doesn't it? Brings a darker, more philosophical tone, almost lucid despair.
And meanwhile, Herr Voland.
Now called Herr Mattenstand. He transforms from a weiße Tonskulptur, a white clay sculpture,
Okay.
into a brüchige Ringer pose, a brittle wrestling pose made of ochre.
So physically changing again.
Yeah, and he feels ausgewaschen, washed out. He speaks despairingly. Ich habe nichts und bin auch nichts. Kein Neid trifft mich nunmehr.
I have nothing and am nothing. No envy affects me anymore. That's bleak.
He talks about Rattentrog, the Rassenmix, Rattroff, the racial mix, and wanting den Traum ganz ohne Unterlass, the dream endlessly.
So this profound despair from Mattenstand, it then leads to outright conflict.
Seems so. Herr Fleischmann, now climbing that eel ramp again,
Okay.
accuses Voland of not understanding Teilen, sharing, and says his talents gebaren Opferstränge bore sacrificial strands.
Like his gifts led to suffering.
Something like that. He scolds Voland with phrases like, du feiges Stück, you cowardly piece. And du Ritter, Ritter musstest du und deinesgleichen sich benennen. You knight, you and your kind had to name yourselves. Like a mockery of nobility.
It feels less like a debate and more like a cruel public shaming.
It's a stark portrayal of power dynamics, resentment, a raw confrontation cutting through the surrealism.
And this interaction is amplified.
Pia Fengzhu. Monkey howls.
Monkey howls!
Yeah, accompanying Fleischmann's triumphant yodeling song directed at Voland, mockingly calling him mein Tod, mein ganzer Tod auf Ratten, my death, my whole death in installments.
Chilling.
The unsettling sounds continue as the scene concludes with the eerie return of Schnarken, Pfeifen, Schnarken, Fiepen,
Soaring, squeaking sounds.
accompanied by brief, fleeting lights like a disco ball, just strange fragments.
Our journey through Klaus Busen's extraordinary performance builds to a truly unexpected crescendo in this final act. Suddenly.
The word cash appears in red on the door projection.
Cash. Just like that.
Like-
After all the absurdity and symbolism, this mundane financial term is really jarring.
It immediately forces a recontextualization, doesn't it?
Right.
What's the true currency here? Experience,
Yeah.
emotion, or is there some hidden economic undercurrent?
It makes you wonder.
And what's fascinating is that immediately following this, in a totally unusual sight,
What happens?
all the performers, the giant, all protagonists, dramaturgs, sound technicians, stage designers, everyone
A whole crew.
are led onto the stage by the Diener and Reitschülerin to take multiple bows. To roaring applause.
So a complete break from the narrative, revealing the artifice.
Exactly. It feels like the show might be ending.
But it's not. Immediately after these bows, polka dancers.
Both men and women, in 5 groups, stream in from the audience entrances.
From the audience.
Yeah, dancing rhythmically towards the stage.
Yeah.
And creating what's described as a nebliger sumpfrittierter Würstchen.
A foggy swamp of fried sausages.
Wait,
Seriously.
That's the description.
Yeah.
So we go from acknowledging the theatrical machinery right back into a completely new, bizarre sensory experience right there in the hall.
Like the audience is now part of this grotesque carnival.
The absurdity returns with this visceral culinary twist. And while the stage is turning into this foggy swamp of fried sausages,
Herr Mattenstand, our ever-shifting Herr Voland, makes his final entrance.
Distinct, determined, carrying his hat.
The hat again.
He throws the hat onto the stage, climbs up, and stands directly in front of the finger grill. That grill structure.
It feels like a powerful, almost defiant gesture. A final act of agency amidst the chaos.
It really does.
And then,
Herr Voland opens the door, and the light goes out.
just like that, a stark, simple, utterly final ending to such a wild, complex, and thought-provoking performance.
Yeah, quite something.
What an extraordinary journey we've just taken. From that chaotic foyer and the assault of rancid fat.
To the surreal stage with glowing sausages and a hat that became a child.
Yeah, this deep dive into Klaus Busen's deformde Welle trägt die Haltung auf has been, well, a masterclass in shifting realities and profound symbolism.
Indeed. We've peeled back layers of a performance where characters' identities are as fluid as the stage itself.
Where the mundane becomes profound.
And where sensory details like amplified chip bags become these tools of disorientation. It's a powerful example of how art can just dismantle our expectations.
Reconstruct meaning.
And even critique the very act of perception itself.
It truly blurs the lines, doesn't it? The changing names, Herr Fleischberg, Herr Voland.
Yeah.
The disappearing Engelschen.
The hat turning into a child in a bathtub.
The surreal shift between a butcher shop and a train station. It all leaves you wondering about the very nature of what's real. It really shows how the form of the wave, the structure of any experience, truly carries the attitude, the meaning we derive from it.
And this raises an important question for you, the listener. When a performance intentionally breaks down conventional narrative and character,
And actively engages you through shared sensory experiences and shifting perspectives.
what does that tell us about the roles we play in our own lives? How often do we encounter fixed realities that are actually quite fluid?
Yeah. And what kind of attitude does your wave carry?